This Yom HaZikaron, my wife and I are unable to be in Israel where we would want to be at this time of Yom HaZikaron and Yom Haatzmaut. And I'm speaking to you from Bergen in Norway, where I'm staying with a wonderful couple, a non-Jewish couple who are leaders in Norwegian politics and intense lovers of the Jewish people and supporters of Israel. And it's important that in these dark days, weeks and months, we recognize that although there is so much anti-Semitic and anti-Israel noise, to understand that this is the noise of hooligan bullies that have intimidated many, many people into silence. But their silence doesn't mean that they don't feel deeply for what we stand for and for who we are. There are many, many good people like Thomas and Marita with whom we're staying here in Norway. In excess of 70% of American people are in favor and supportive of Israel. But that's not what we read in the news. That's not what we see in social media, because there has been such intimidation. We're living in a time not only of confusion between good and evil, but in a time where bullying emerges as the more powerful and the more victorious of the voices. But that's only temporary. It doesn't take forever for the voice of truth and the voice of goodness to gain volume little by little until it ultimately drowns out the voice of evil and deceit. This Yom HaZikaron and Yom Haatzmaut is a more significant one in a way than perhaps any we've had in the short history of our Jewish state. And it's a time that we cannot pretend we will move into Yom Haatzmaut from Yom HaZikaron, able to leave the sadness of Yom HaZikaron behind us and be exuberant and joyful on Yom Haatzmaut. That would be inauthentic of us. It would be artificial. It would be unrealistic. The fact is, we move into Yom Haatzmaut carrying with us a sense of loss and tragedy and sadness. Those who've given their lives so that we can live the life that we do, not only in the last 6 months, in the last 75 and more years, but particularly in the last 6 and 7 months. The people who've lost their lives, the people who are in captivity, the people who were in captivity and lost their lives, the families of those who've lost their lives and the families of those who are in captivity. We carry their sadness with us and the awareness that our joy cannot be full at the moment. We carry with us a deep sense of gratitude to every soldier, not only who's given his or her life for us, but those who put their lives on the line for us every single day. And not only the soldiers, the people of Israel who've gone far and beyond in their service, in their desire to help, be kind, perform acts of heroism and tzedakah in every way they possibly can. And not only our brethren in Israel, but the communities around the world who've been supportive of Israel, to be so deeply grateful. And not only our Jewish brethren, but as I mentioned, the countless non-Jewish people of all religions that are supportive and in their own quiet ways try and do whatever they can to be supportive, just to be grateful of that. And of course, most of all, to be grateful to Hashem, that although for whatever reason He's deemed fit to give us the period of time that we're in at the moment, He preserves us, He protects us miraculously, and will make sure that we are victorious, and that the Jewish people has the opportunity to emerge victorious, carrying with it the standard, the light that will lead the world, an Ohr Lagoyim, a light for the nations in the time of international darkness, that we ourselves will bring that light, which will shower prosperity not only on the Jewish people, but on the entire world. So that perhaps this Yom HaAtzmaut is one that cannot be celebrated in the fullness of joy. Next Yom HaAtzmaut and the ones thereafter, and all the Chagim, all the Yomim Tovim that we have during the year, will be celebrated with a return of full joy, and even more than the joy that we've ever had. This is a time for us to join together. This is a time for us to feel one another's pain and sorrow, and one another's joy and pride and happiness, and to rejoice in that togetherness. I wish you a time, a meaningful few days, and as we go forward, to take that meaningfulness into the future, a meaningfulness of gratitude, a meaningfulness of optimism, of hope, of tefillah, of prayer, of emunah, of belief in God, and bitachon, trust in Him.